Hi everyone, my name is Daniela. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make cupcakes. So the things you will need are muffin pans. You're going to need 1 cup of water, 1/3 of vegetable oil, 3 eggs, and you're going to need a whisk, a rubber spatula, and a couple spoons. You're also going to need a large mixing bowl, and we're going to be using some bananas. It's optional, you can use anything else you want. So let's get started. So first we're going to pour in, we are using yellow cake mix, so we're going to pour in the cake mix. So we're going to pour in all the cake mix. And also make sure to wash your hands before you do all this. So I'm going to pour in my 1 cup of water into the cake mix. So and I'm going to pour all of my 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. You want to make sure you get all of it out. Use all of the oil and water for this. And you're going to need your 3 eggs. Make sure to crack them and pour them in. So now we're going to use our whisk and we're going to mix all of it together. You want to mix until it's really liquidy. So, and also don't forget to preheat the oven to 350. So we have ours preheating right now. You want to make sure all the little chunks are out because you don't want chunks of cake batter in. You want to mix it really good so that way you don't have like the little chunks of cake batter. So this might take a while to mix. Okay. So you don't need like this whisk. You can use an electrical one too. So now it's all mixed and we can pour. And we can also pour in the cake batter into another mixing bowl. So first, what we're going to do is we are going to take spoons, because you're going to need spoons, and you're going to just take it and pour it into your cake batter. to your muffin pan. And you're going to take, this is optional, bananas, and put it in. Then you're just going to take a little bit more cake batter and pour them on top. Again, it's optional. You don't need to use bananas or anything. Don't put in too much cake batter, or else it's going to rise and it's going to get too big. So
you can add a little more.
you can also add a little more cake batter if you want. And if you're using like any fruit, you can put as much fruit as you want in it. So now, since we have all of the vanilla we want, we're going to pour it into this little bowl right here. So this is where you're going to need your rubber spatula, and you're just going to pour it in.
Like, you can keep going with the video while I come on.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to want to scrape all the batter off of the pan.
Keep making more vanilla while I clean this,
So now
you're making more vanilla.
We're going to make a little bit more vanilla. You can make as much as you want. You don't have to. You don't have to make like a lot. You can also use whatever cake batter flavor you want. It's not specific. So,
you can move all that up to the side. All this stuff.
So next, after this, we are going to be making our chocolate cake. Also, you can make whatever flavor, again, you want. You don't have to make the same flavors I am showing you. I'm just showing you how to make a cake. So, and it's also okay if you get a little bit of batter on the pan.
Once you're done with that, give me that one over here and I'll take it over here so I can put it anywhere.
So I am done with the cupcakes. The bananas are in them. So my dad will be putting those in the oven.
Once the other ones are ready.
So once the other ones are ready, so now we're going to move on to the chocolate cake. So just going to open up the chocolate cake you're going to be using.
Very cool.
So you don't have to pour in the whole entire bag, but I am going to be pouring in the whole bag. So again, you're going to need 1 cup of water and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. And you're also going to need 3 eggs too. So we're going to be pouring in these 3 eggs and the vegetable oil. And the 1 cup of water. And then you're just going to take the whisk again and start mixing until it is liquidy and you don't want any chunks of cake batter. So if you see any chunks, just, take them, just keep stirring. Also make sure to get the sides, because when you pour in the powder, the cake powder, you need to get the sides so that way it's not really nasty at all. So here you go. That's it. So it's going to take a while to mix, but that's fine. So that's the whole point of baking. So also, again, don't forget to preheat your oven to 350. So just keep mixing till you don't see any chunks of cake batter in. So now it is all done. So just going to give that to my dad. Now I'm just going to take my cake batter and I'm going to put the cake mix inside the pan. So basically I'm just going to be repeating, but now I'm going to put the bananas on the bottom and put the cake mix on top of it. So make sure to, when you pour in your cake batter, to not to spread it out, because you want it to fill the whole entire pan, but not the whole thing. And don't put too much cake batter in, or else you will get a big muffin or cupcake, whatever you call it. And it's okay if you make a mess, because that's the whole point of baking. So now I am done with all the chocolate cakes or muffins, whatever you call them again. And I will give it to my dad. So now I have the vanilla cake mix together, and now we're gonna make marble cupcakes or muffins. So you're just gonna want to take, you're gonna want to take a spoon, a clean one, and you are going to want to take a little bit of chocolate and you're going to take a little bit of chocolate, and then with another spoon, or you could have just used the ones you used before, doesn't matter. And then you're going to take a little bit of the vanilla, and you're going to put the vanilla in the same spot as the chocolate. So doesn't matter how much chocolate or vanilla you put in, but it's totally fine if you don't want to do marble. But this is also how you do marble. So you're just going to continue doing the same things with all of the cake batter.
Put a little more vanilla and chocolate.
And you're also going to put bananas if you want to, or any fruit. It's optional, you don't have to. It's okay if you run out of bananas though, or whatever fruit you want to use. So yep. So you can also make little cakes with the batter, which is what I will be doing in a little bit, because we will still have a lot of cake batter. So I want to try and use as much cake batter as you can, but not for the muffin tray, because if you use a lot, then it's going to become a big muffin, unless you want a big muffin, but we don't want big muffins. You don't need to mix the, you don't need to mix it because it's marble. and it will mix on its own. If you will use the banana, it will make it rise a little, so you don't need to use as much cake batter. Again, like for the 500th time, you don't need to use bananas or anything. You can just have them plain. You don't need anything. Just use the ingredients on the back of the box. So if you have cake mix, you can use ingredients on the back of the box. So they tell you what to do and everything. Again, it's optional to do whatever you want with these. You don't need to do what I am doing. You can do whatever you want. I'm just going my way, the way I want them. So. I'm also going to be filling up the next tray with the last bananas. So now I have my cupcake trays done. So these are what the marble ones look like. So now it's optional again, but I'm going to be making mini cakes. So you don't have to do it, but I am. Just to get rid of the batter. So you're just gonna take your like little cake tray or whatever you're using.
Use the spatula.
Yeah. Oh. And you can also use your spatula.
Grab the tray and clear.
As like it.
All the way around them. Grab the bowl and
Okay. So just take the bowl and put it in a little bit of
go with the vanilla.
chocolate.
Grab some towel, like scrape the spatula against the bowl to scrape the chocolate off.
And you're going to do the same with the vanilla. I'm going to drop it. So, you don't need to do that. Just keep repeating it, what you're gonna do. So, you don't need to do marble, and you don't need to make a cake. You really can do anything you want with it. Make sure you fill it like a good amount. This one you can use a lot of batter because, yeah. The spatula will get you faster and it'll take up a lot more batter. So just keep repeating the steps. Think about halfway fill the pan. That should be good. So I'm gonna just make one more. Hopefully the batter will be gone by the time I fix this. So you want to try to get as much batter as you want. And it's okay if you run out of batter. Again, you don't have to do marble, but I'm just doing marble because I think it's kind of better to do both if you like both. So yeah. So for cupcakes, you fill 1.5 a half of the pan filled,
cook it for 18 to 21 minutes.
And you cook it for 18 to 21 minutes.
And let it cool for 15.
And you let it cool for 15 minutes, so that way when you don't eat it, it doesn't burn your mouth. So, yeah. So now we're gonna put all the things in the oven now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like.